Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. Topping our news tonight, Northport police are investigating a shooting near some homes that left one local middle school teacher dead. The Northport police responding to Doblins Road in Northport after reports of a shooting around 12:30 this morning. Their officers found Heron Creek Middle School teacher Holly Fisher deceased and her husband Jason Fisher suffering from gunshot wounds to the hand and chest. Police say preliminary investigations show that Fisher may have taken her own life after firing at her husband. Jason Fisher is now in stable condition at a local hospital. The investigation is ongoing, and the Sarasota County School District has confirmed that grief counselors will be available for students and staff on Monday morning. A little earlier up in Manatee County, a daring water rescue on the Manatee River. 2 men, 2 women, and a 2-month-old baby were on the Manatee River just east of the train drawbridge around 11 p.m. on Friday night when their vessel began taking on water. They called 911, but potential rescue boats were too far from the scene. A nearby Manatee County Sheriff's deputy went to the Regatta Point Marina and enlisted the help of 3 boaters that you can see here helping to respond to that distressed group. When they arrived, they found the back of the victim's boat overtaken by water. The group helped pull those people to safety on their boat. These pictures obviously taken at nighttime, as you can see here. Then the deputy and one of the men began bailing water out of the boat until the Coast Guard arrived a few minutes later. The hole in the boat was plugged and the vessel was towed back to the dock, and law enforcement says it may have been a very different outcome if not for these 3 Good Samaritans. Well, a fatal crash in Bradenton caused delays for several hours this morning near University Parkway. The Florida Highway Patrol saying 20-year-old Katarina Huffman was traveling eastbound on University Parkway when, for an unknown reason, she crossed the grass median and entered westbound lanes. The move caused 2 other vehicles to collide before Huffman struck them and 1 other vehicle. She then continued off the roadway where her car collided with a fence and numerous trees. Emergency responders pronounced Huffman dead at the scene. The others involved did not report any injuries. The incident is currently under investigation. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office conducted a county-wide patrol overnight targeting those driving under the influence. That patrol led to 8 arrests, 5 of which were for DUI, another for refusal to submit a breath test, 1 for possession of cannabis, and an arrest for violation of driver's license restrictions. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, over 17,000 people are killed annually as a result of impaired drivers. National averages show that an alcohol-related fatality occurs every 30 minutes. Well, for nearly 30 years, the rules for divers and fishermen surrounding Goliath groupers has been look but don't touch. Well, now Florida Fish and Wildlife is considering the possibility of opening a limited harvest of the species. ABC 7's Erica Jackson spoke with local fishermen about this possibility of actually keeping those groupers they pull in and joins us now live from Marina Jack with more on the proposal. Erica?
Adam, it's pretty quiet right here at Marina Jack. A couple hours ago, this dock was filled with fishermen, and soon it could be that those fishermen are going home with another prize. And that's because Florida Fish and Wildlife are considering allowing fishermen keep and hold on to the Goliath grouper. It's now listed as a critically endangered species and has been catch and release since 1990. But now Florida Fish and Wildlife think there could be benefits to opening a harvest.
I certainly think there could be a benefit for opening a very short season, or maybe a lottery-based type season that they've done in the past with other species. Maybe to, in a sense, thin the herd a little bit. But as far as a complete open season, I'm not sure that that's the answer.
In a statement to ABC 7, FWC said staff is gathering public input on the possibility of a limited Goliath season. Right now, the specifications are unknown, but a limited harvest of smaller sized fish in South Florida is unlikely to harm the population. Florida Fish and Wildlife hopes to hear more input from the public by hosting future in-person meetings around the state. Right now, there are none planned for Sarasota or Manatee counties, but we will be sure to keep you posted if those were to pop up locally. And we'll make sure to have more local input at 11. Reporting live from Marina Jack, Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News. Adam, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Erica, and no wonder those docks were busy. It was just a beautiful Saturday here on the Suncoast. Let's head over to Wendy Ross for a look at that weather. Wendy?
Adam, it's been a gorgeous day. It started off early this morning. It continues to this hour, and you can see that we don't have anything around. We don't even have clouds around right now. It's just a gorgeous night out there. The cloud cover, the rain is staying well to our north right now, and we're not looking for any showers to develop throughout the nighttime hours tonight. Right now it's 69 degrees, the dew point level's at 59 degrees, and our humidity is at 70%. So we're starting to see those winds coming in out of the west-southwest. And it's that wind coming in out of the southwest that's going to warm us up just a little bit more tonight than it was last night. We were down into the low 50s last night, and we'll see our temperatures dropping down into the mid 50s for the overnight time period tonight. But we're going to see nothing but starry skies out there tonight. We'll let you know what the rest of the weekend is shaping up to be. That's coming up in just a few minutes, Adam.
All right, thank you very much, Wendy. In other news, flash mobs taking over the Suncoast today. Dozens of women participating in a local routine as part of the 1 Billion Rising flash mobs that are going on around the country this month. The national event is an effort to raise awareness of violence against women. One flash mob taking place at the downtown farmers market in Sarasota that you're looking at right now, and another one taking place in Bradenton at the Old Main Farmers Market.
I think it's very important to bring awareness to the issue of violence against women and children. And this is a global action that's taking place this weekend in cities across the world. And flash mobs are a lot of fun, and it brings a community of people together even before the event.
The flash mob danced to the same choreographed song, Break the Chain. The same song is being used around the world, learned locally to bring their message across that violence against women is a worldwide issue. Well, another event continuing on the Suncoast today, the 33rd Annual Greek Festival, offering delicious food and a taste of the Greek way of life. Enjoy the hospitality of our Greek community here in Sarasota and experience the music and culture of Mediterranean life.
I spent time in the Mediterranean and love the food over there. And it's pretty authentic. It's a good value for the money. They do a great job taking care of the people. It's tented. You can't beat the weather this time of year.
And if you missed out on the event today, don't worry. The festival is still open until 9 p.m. tonight at the St. Barbara Greek Orthodox Church located on North Lockwood Ridge Road, and it will continue from noon until 8 o'clock tomorrow. Well, still to come here on ABC 7, the White House planning their next course of action on the travel ban they call a matter of U.S. security. And protests around the country, anti-abortion activists calling for change at Planned Parenthood clinics. Stick around.
Monday on ABC 7 News at 7.
No election is small. Every election is important, and certainly up to the voters to decide what the best system framework for electing their representatives works for them.
Single-member district versus at-large. The difference could have a major impact on your neighborhood's representation. I'm Alan Cohn. We'll show you how at-large seats could be a disadvantage to you.
Monday on ABC 7 News at 7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct prices.
Plus, New South windows are made in Florida.
Port Florida Home.
By Florida workers.
because we know Florida weather.
Right now, buy 2 windows, get the 3rd free, plus our lifetime warranty. New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Today, President Trump is in Florida taking the Japanese Prime Minister on a diplomatic journey from Washington to his private resort. And while the president is working on overseas relations, his administration is planning their next move on that controversial travel ban. ABC's David Wright is down at Mar-a-Lago with more.
Ready to tee off, President Trump spent Saturday playing golf. While the president focuses on diplomacy, he's also tweeting about 2 of his biggest campaign promises, the border wall and the travel ban. On the border wall, Trump promises the now reported $20 to $25 billion price tag will come way down after he gets involved in the negotiations. On the travel ban, Trump is also promising action.
We'll win that battle, but we also have a lot of other options, including just filing a brand new order on Monday. Could very well be, but I'd like to keep you, I'd like to surprise you.
The White House says any new executive order would likely have a much narrower scope, like suspending new visas and refugees from the 7 predominantly Muslim countries on Trump's list. Anyone already cleared would be allowed to keep their visas. Meanwhile, Trump's national security advisor, Michael Flynn, is under renewed scrutiny for a pair of December phone calls with a Russian diplomat. Top Democrats on the House Intelligence Committee are calling for Flynn to be investigated.
I don't know about it. I haven't seen it. What report is that?
Trump now says he'll examine the allegations. Officials confirmed to ABC News the sanctions imposed by President Obama over Russian interference into the presidential election were discussed in the context that the incoming administration might review them.
It sort of sets up this idea of was there a quid pro quo offered even before President Trump had been inaugurated.
Flynn had denied the sanctions came up at all until as recently as Wednesday. Now he says he doesn't recall, but isn't completely certain. David Wright, ABC News, Palm Beach.
And on the travel ban, other options could include an en banc review by the 9th Circuit and 11-judge panel reconsidering the unanimous ruling by the appeals court this week. Around the country today, anti-abortion activists are calling for the federal government to cut off payments to Planned Parenthood. Anti-abortion rights groups mark today as a national day of protest against the organization at clinics in dozens of cities. Thousands of Planned Parenthood supporters turning out this morning for a rally in St. Paul, Minnesota. Organizers say they are calling on Congress and President Trump to defend Planned Parenthood and reallocate that money to health centers which help disadvantaged women without providing abortion services. In response, many activists supporting abortion rights planned counter-protests.
What the Planned Parenthood funding does is allow low-income women to get access to life-saving health care.
I don't want my money, my tax dollars, supporting abortion and murder. We should be adults to take care of the responsibilities, men and women.
Last month, President Trump banned U.S. funding to international groups that perform abortions or even provide information about abortions. Health Secretary Tom Price has also supported cutting off federal money to Planned Parenthood. Now, federal dollars don't pay for abortions, but the organization is reimbursed by Medicaid for other services, including birth control and cancer screenings. 2 men suspected of planning Islamic State group attacks in Europe have been arrested in Turkey following 10 days of police interrogations. Turkey's state-run agency is reporting Mohammed Laban, a Danish citizen, and Mohammed Tawfiq Saleh, a Swedish citizen, received weapons and explosives training in Syria for the past 3 months. According to one agency, that agency did not provide details on the arrest, but said Saleh's wife had informed Swedish authorities that he had crossed from Turkey to Syria and joined the Islamic State in 2014 along with his 2 daughters. The two men entered Turkey using fake identification with the intention of going to European countries. A Palm Beach County commissioner is asking Governor Rick Scott to declare a public health emergency that would help Florida jurisdictions deal with problems related to the opioid abuse problem. The commissioner said in a letter to Governor Scott that local governments can't tackle this problem alone and that other states like Virginia and Massachusetts have declared health emergencies in the wake of spikes in heroin deaths. Heroin-related hospital costs in Florida have reached about $4.1 million per day. Currently, Manatee County is facing its own heroin epidemic with nearly 1,000 heroin overdoses in the county last year alone. Well, Walt Disney World officials announcing today that the park will soon be increasing single-day ticket prices at certain times of the year and setting expiration dates on tickets in an effort to prevent overcrowding during its park's busiest times. Starting Sunday, value days for Magic Kingdom will cost $107 for adults and $101 for children. That is a $2 increase from the previous prices, while expired tickets can be exchanged for credit towards new tickets. So over $100 for everybody to get into Disney now.
Oh my goodness. I remember the days when it was wonderful. It was not as expensive as that. And at that time it was considered very expensive.
It is an endeavor, that's for sure. And you got to be sure to bring plenty of food with you as well, because you don't want to be paying for the food on top of that.
Or you can buy one of the big turkey legs, and that's like the size of this table.
Yeah, or you could just be, a caveman about the whole situation and survive while you're in Disney.
Well, last night we saw the full moon. It was absolutely beautiful. You noticed it was just slightly eclipsed.
Yeah, I did notice that.
That's called a prenumbral eclipse. And we will probably see the big full moon once again tonight. It's very difficult to tell the difference between an eclipse and the normal full moon, but we will be seeing that again tonight. It's going to be beautiful. This picture was sent in by George Grimm, and we thank you for that. And right now we are looking at the conditions around the state that are absolutely gorgeous. Once again, we saw our temperatures back up into the 70s and even some 80s around. And certainly this is a lot warmer than it should be for this time of the year, but you can see that our temperatures today got up into the mid-70s at the coastline. But as soon as you got away from the coast, those temperatures climbed just a little bit. We saw mostly readings in the upper 70s. Today, officially, it was 75 degrees after a chilly start to the morning, 51 degrees. And normally we're at 73 and 53, so very close to those normal temperatures. But we're going to see those readings start to go up over the next couple of days as winds are starting to shift around. So right now it's 69 degrees. Our dew point is at 59 degrees. Our humidity is fairly high, and the winds are coming in out of the west-southwest. And once you start to see those winds coming in off the Gulf of Mexico, and especially from the south, you're going to see your temperatures climbing. And that's what's going to take place. Not only did it happen today, but we're also going to see the effect of it tomorrow as well. And right now there's nothing to show you as far as radar is concerned. It's nice and quiet all across the state of Florida. Very dry conditions affecting mostly the entire state, but particularly across central and south Florida. So we're going to continue to get those dry conditions with us for another day. It's going to be quite beautiful. And what we do have is that high pressure system has moved out into the Atlantic. It was across to the north and east of us, and now it's over the Atlantic. And so that's helping to bring a shift around in the winds. We're going to start to see increased humidity as well over the next couple of days. And we've got a weak cold front that's going to be coming in by Monday and Tuesday of this week. It may bring us the possibility of a slight shower, but we're not expecting to see it bringing us much in the way of cooler weather. That takes place later on this week. So here's the one frontal system that's going to be moving on down to the south, and then additionally we have another cold front that's already out in the western part of the country. It's going to be making its way on in. As it starts to move across the country, then we're going to start to see that frontal system right here in our backyard. So we are going to see some cooler weather coming up. I'm going to move over here so you can see what I'm talking about. We've got more warm weather until Tuesday and Wednesday, but the next cold front, this more seasonal one, will be bringing back our normal temperatures, and we're going to start to see our rain chances increasing by the middle of this week. So this is what we can expect. We're going to see warm temperatures once again tomorrow. Temperature highs will be in the upper 70s all the way through Wednesday, but on Wednesday we have our best chance of rain with that frontal system coming on in, a 40% chance, and much cooler weather back to normal by next weekend. Adam?
Now, sports.
The top 20, Florida was looking for their 6th straight victory in men's basketball against conference opponent Texas A&M today. Suncoast Judge Andrew Owens honored before this game in Gainesville. The 12th Circuit judge averaged a school record 27 points per game for UF in the late 60s. That's before the three-point, but this game was about defense. Kevon Allen's steal turning into a Justin Leon dunk right there, and then later Chris Chiozza's pass intercepted by Admon Gilder and taken the other way for an Aggie dunk. But later in a 4-point game, Allen able to force another steal at midcourt and rises up for a vicious flush on the other end. The Gators fans loving it, especially that guy in sunglasses. Number 17 Florida forcing 20 turnovers. They win 71-62. Well, minor league baseball in Florida will be the guinea pig of a new extra inning rules this coming summer. The Gulf Coast League will be among those experimenting with adding an automatic runner to second base if the game is tied after 9 innings. The change is an effort to increase the pace of games, but it has been met with controversy by those worried it will tamper with the sport's tradition. The family of deceased Marlins pitcher Jose Fernandez is now facing lawsuits from the families of his 2 friends who were killed in the same boating accident. Eduardo Rivero and Emilio Jesus Macias were with Fernandez the night his boat crashed into the Miami jetty. Now their loved ones are suing Fernandez's estate for $2 million each. The attorney representing the pitcher's family says a settlement is highly unlikely, and he expects the investigation to show that Fernandez wasn't even driving at the time of the crash. Well, hosting the country's biggest sporting event takes big materials. Houston used more than 250,000 square feet of fencing, 500,000 square feet of carpeting, and thousands of banners, but thankfully they're not all headed for a dumpster. The city is working with several area nonprofits to repurpose many of those items.
Well, some of the fence material has been used in other cities for things like shade structures for community gardens. Some of it in New Orleans, they turned it into evening gowns. You know, I mean, whatever creative uses folks can think of.
The NFL also donated more than 6,000 pounds of unused office supplies to local teachers. Well, more to come here on ABC 7. Stay with us.
Thanks to my volunteer, I am a better reader.
Thanks to my volunteer, math seems simple now.
Thanks to my volunteer, I discovered new career goals.
I'm a volunteer for Sarasota County Schools, so I know I can make a difference. And you can too. Give an hour, change a life.
The color in my garden keeps the pink in my cheeks. I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels. They're my savior. My name is Lola Silvestri. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
All hands on deck. What's up? I want to point out 3 tips for using the home computer more safely. Point away.
First, stop. Make sure your software is up to date and that you've password protected your computer's login and Wi-Fi connection.
Next, think before visiting a site, opening attachments, or clicking on links.
Then connect, knowing you're helping make the web safer for you
and for everyone. Make Stop, Think, Connect part of your daily online routine.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need
The Debt Ninja. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS, you could be facing wage garnishments, levies, liens, property seizure, cancellation of business license, closure of business. The Debt Ninja fights your IRS debt. That's why you need The Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja has found the best companies in the country who are on your side to fight debt. Want to learn if you qualify for the IRS Financial Hardship Program? Stop the IRS from garnishing your wages. Even if your bank account has been seized, if you have undeclared taxes, if you have existing IRS debt, it's not too late to call, so grab your phone now. Call the Debt Ninja at 800-945-0083. That's 800-945-0083. Settle your IRS debt to get the power of the Debt Ninja. Dial this number now, 800-945-0083.
Some pictures of an Indiana conservation officer and his canine partner have been getting a lot of love on social media lately. The first portrait looks as any official portrait should, but they didn't stop there. In the next one, the two were captured while Kenobi, the officer's canine, was showing his partner some love. And sure, the dog looks very cute, but make no mistake, he is highly trained. Highly trained and being adorable, if you ask me.
Oh, no kidding. Isn't that wonderful? Like, he's trying to keep a straight face. The officer's trying to keep a straight face. Tough to do.
Come on, you're going to tough that out?
Yeah,
It's a cute
really.
dog? No way. Not a chance. All right, we'll see you guys later.
I believe that home is where your pet is.
And that loving an animal means never giving up on them, never letting them go.
I believe that when you spay or neuter your pets, you help decrease the number of homeless animals.
Because every dog and cat deserves a place to call home.
I believe that I found my best friend at a shelter. And you can too.
We believe that together with Best Friends Animal Society,
We can bring about a time when there are no more homeless pets.
visit ambassadors.bestfriends.org.